Welcome back, everybody, to another Two Tamers Talk. Basil's back.
Yeah, well, it's me still. Jeff is not. Jeff is still in Asia.
Yes,
so
he's still
it's
he's
me
still doing the real life work.
Yeah, it's me for the foreseeable future.
Well, we did tease it last week. You had a busy weekend.
I did. Yeah, I had. We had an Ultimate Cup, and it went really well. I won the whole thing.
Yeah.
I actually had my worst performance in online tournament of all the tournaments I've ever entered. It's the first one I've ever dropped.
Oh, okay. Usually you play till the end.
I usually play till the end because usually I'm still fighting for like 64th or something. But I was 3-3 and I dropped. I ended up playing Bloom.
Oh.
And I think I was happy with the decision that I made to play Bloom because it, like I said, it's a comfort pick. And I do think it's very strong. I just wasn't expecting the matchups that I had. I had in the 6 matches, 2 Red Hybrid, which I was expecting. But I ended up beating both Red Hybrid players. 2 Mirage, which I was also expecting, and we'll get into the results a little bit later. I think everyone was expecting. I went 0-2 versus Mirage, and then 2 Gallantmon, and I lost to 1 and beat 1.
Gallantmon.
And Gallantmon it's kind of the round 1 was Gallantmon, and it kind of spelled like how the whole tournament was going to be because Gallantmon is, I think, a deck that is not very good, but has a very, very good matchup into Bloom specifically because all Bloom does is play Digimon, and all Gallantmon does is delete Digimon.
Specifically small DP Digimon.
Yeah. Well, and the raid Gallantmon deletes if it has a certain DP condition.
It's like 13 or higher.
If it's 13 or higher, which is Quartzmon.
Yeah.
So they have a really easy timeout in Quartzmon. So I ended up going 3-3 and dropped. I think Bloom is really good. I tested it versus Belfamon a lot. I was expecting Belfamon a lot and didn't beat it at all.
Yeah.
I think Bloom versus Belfamon was the matchup I was most worried about. I think Red Hybrid without Bokomon and Blitz Omni is a little bit sluggish. So I was feeling a little confident there. I did beat both my Red Hybrid matchups. And then Mirage, I think that matchup is pretty good. I think their only out to Quartzmon is either Full Moon, Meteor Impact, or some other, spell like option like that.
Breath, whatever.
Yeah. Great Maelstrom. Or Burst Mode can bounce to level 7. But, and I really hate to be this guy, but I'm going to be that guy. I was so unlucky.
Yeah.
In both of I lost 2-0 to one Mirage and 2-1 to the other Mirage. In those 5 games, I had 3 times where I swung with Bloom Lord at 14 and hit a burst mode.
Wow. And
the amount of Tamers I've been playing out of my opponent's security in the past week and a half has been insane. So we'll just call it variance, and we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah. Do you have any more signed up for?
There's
another one, right?
There's one more at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I'm in that, and
What do you think? You gonna stick with the same deck? We'll see.
Maybe, but maybe we'll have to see how the rest of these Ultimate Cups go. I've got something cooking up special, but it's not quite ready yet. But, but we'll see.
Nice. How'd you do at locals this week?
Locals is we're filming this early, so tomorrow is normal locals. Yeah. But
we filmed early last week too.
Last week was again I was playing Bloom to try and just get it ready.
Yeah.
And I was telling my friend, I was like, I'm getting all my bad luck out now.
Yeah.
So when I play an Ultimate Cup, I'm gonna have nothing but good luck. But I think this is just like a mulligan week, and we'll move right along.
Gotcha.
What about you?
I did okay. It was kind of my final week. I put a couple finishing touches on the black and yellow security control. I had a lot of fun with it. I found room for 2 Zubagon punches, and it did really well for me. I think I got 5th.
Nice.
Yeah. So it wasn't. It's been a fun 3 weeks playing it. I'm ready to move on to something else this week. Whether or not that's well, got a couple decks on on my mind. So,
and you'll see them soon.
You will. I've been working on that Lord Knight deck.
Yeah.
Having a lot of fun with that. Been picking your brain quite a bit on. Just trying to make it consistent because it's really hard. We're trying to get like viable Royal Knights decks on the channel. One for every Royal Knight. And Lord Knight is specifically difficult because the Lord Knight they gave us is a completely different color.
Right.
So,
and it's like the interesting thing about yellow is a lot of people who really enjoy yellow are really waiting for BT13 and BT14 and BT15 because a lot of the weakness in yellow 4 is in the specifically level 4 and level 5 slot. And I think yellow is getting a lot of support in that area coming soon. Just don't quite have it yet. So building together not a yellow purple deck, not a yellow black deck, not a yellow red deck, but a yellow deck. Pretty tricky.
Well, and they're leaning really hard into that trash your own security stuff, which I'm excited to see how far down the rabbit hole they go with that.
Yeah, right. As Blinding Ray enjoyers.
And I think Kentorosmon specifically will keep getting stronger and stronger because it's part of that play style. You know? Yeah, it's really really cool to see what they're doing with yellow and just kind of that direction they're taking it. Curious to see how like older yellow players, like yellow hybrid players and stuff, either adopt some of those things or just abandon them entirely.
Yeah, I think yellow is just, like I said, it's just missing like a draw engine or a good, really a good identity because its identity has been tied to other colors so frequently.
Right. Yeah.
But I think the idea of barrier in this set, search your security in the next set, and then trash your security in the set after that. Yeah, I think we're really starting to have a more cohesive identity for yellow, which is cool.
Kiaromon gives you jamming.
Yeah, like Kiaromon, so strong, barrier, so, you know.
A lot of fun
TK
stuff.
and Patamon coming.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming. Man, so what are you going to play tomorrow?
Well,
don't worry, this doesn't come out till Friday.
No, I know. This is...
I'll only know.
I really realized how long this BT13 format is in the past couple days because I've been looking at, what haven't I played? And it's like, well, I haven't played Ravemon yet, but I didn't open a lot of EX4, so I don't have a play set of the good Ravemon. I was like, there was an idea me and my buddy had for a deck that is Pawn Chess Armor Rush. And
that's why you want to those magnets.
I was looking at these cards and I was like, damn, we have been in this format for so long that this is what it's come to. Yeah. So, I think the next couple locals are not going to be the most sweaty, the most try hard for me. So we might see some more fun decks coming out.
You gonna test any more Ultimate Cup contenders?
That's at the end of the month.
What about Craniumon? That video's doing great.
Craniumon's really good. I'll probably play that. I'll play something.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm in between playing kind of an updated, modified Ulforce and that Lord Knight deck. I haven't decided. I need to test that more, but it's got a fun premise to it. And when you guys see the video, you'll see what that is.
Yeah, but I don't know how many of you know what that Lord Knight Mon does, but
yeah, the old one. Spoilers. I completely abandoned the new one.
It's not a purple deck.
It's not a purple deck at all. So, but there are a lot of new pieces that actually make the deck better. Like Picmon is gone because that egg is trash nowadays.
Yeah,
you can get so much better in yellow. But man, there's been a lot of reveals this week. Do you want to jump into the Ultimate Cup stuff?
Yeah,
since
let's
it's
do
fresh?
Do it.
All right. Let's talk about the one you played in first.
Sure, the North America one.
North America one, the one that's way more exciting than the Oceania one.
Well, that's probably.
I mean, if you're talking about diversity, and results, so Red Hybrids.
Yeah, Red Hybrids took it, and
Jeff would love this deck. Look at all the 4-ofs. It doesn't take up 3 lines.
That's the thing about Red Hybrids in the Ultimate Cup format is you don't have room, or you don't have access to your white 1-ofs. You know, your Neemon and your Bokomon, Blitz Omni. So what you're left with is better fill up the deck with everything that says 10 warriors or hybrid in red. And,
and then anything you have left over, just throw in Gravity Crush.
Yeah, a couple of Gravity Crush. Crimson Blaze is very good if you're expecting Bloom. Solarmon is really good if you're expecting Belphamon. And then if you're playing Mirage, just race them.
Yeah.
And if you're in a race with red hybrid, you're in a bad position
Yeah.
because the deck is crazy fast.
It's all about how many Atomic Infernos they can draw early on.
That was one thing I did want to bring up is only the 3 on the Atomic Inferno. In my mind, that's normally an insta 4 of.
That's a win con.
Because as soon as turn 2, they could have 0 security.
Yeah.
And it's like, now what?
Mm-hmm.
And so, 17K unblockable 5 checks.
Doesn't check options.
Yeah, if you have that Alderman.
Yeah. That's what got me with my security control deck the other day. It's like I forgot about that card.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to a list like this, you just want pretty much want something just like this. So I was expecting something like this to do really well.
Yeah,
but first place, impressive.
Mirage did not take it.
No, it got second.
But there you go.
This
full moon meteor impacts.
This list blows my mind because it has 5 Tamers in the whole deck.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 of the BT4 Thomas and 3 of the new one. It's so interesting to me because I really don't like blue memory boost in this list.
Really?
Because I find myself missing Tamers. And it's like, well, if I blue boost, I bottom deck all my Thomases, my game is doomed.
Yeah.
But this player had no problem finding Thomas because, hey, he only ran 5 of them.
Well, the deck has so much draw built into it, right?
Well, it does and it doesn't because we're off the Wanyamon. We're on the Demi V.
That's true. So the extra 1K.
We don't have the when attacking draw, both players draw 1 Galmon off for the Madoki.
You know what else I noticed is they're playing Arrow V, but that's not the Arrow V that searches Tamers.
No,
that's
it is
the
not.
other one. That's the more aggro one, the Security Attack +1.
Yeah, so
interesting.
So there's not as much draw in this as you would normally expect from a Mirage list, but clearly they had a ton of success.
Yeah, what a wild list. Got the 3 Madokis too, so the floodgates.
Yeah, I think Madoki's really strong. On the turn, on like a Belfamon turn where you're drawing 1, pitching 1 from the Tamer. If you try to pitch a Nidhogg, you won't gain any. Floodgate's really strong against Bloomlord. A lot of good reasons to play Madoki.
Yeah. Number 3, yellow freaking hybrids.
Yeah,
man.
yellow hybrids. This is very similar to a list that's doing really well in Japan with sort of a yellow Koromon Agumon base into the yellow hybrids. They opted to only play the Punch Marcus and then move away from the Setter Marcus, which I think is interesting. Only 2 on the Geogray. It's a little bit different than the list I saw.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting.
Look at that old Rise Greymon.
Yeah, the old Rise Gray plays a Tamer, but you skip on-play effects. I think this deck is... I tried to do something similar to this deck.
Yeah, like 2 locals ago.
Yeah, and I didn't have a lot of success with it. The reason I think this deck is insanely strong is Venusmon is a very good card, specifically in the Ultimate Cup format, and Shine Grave Ruin Mode is an insane card, just period. The Venusmon, it stops Mirage in a really strong way because all of their bouncing is when Digivolving effect.
Yeah.
And then all of their unsuspend is a when attacking effect.
And they don't get either of those.
So they don't get either of those. And they never gain Security Attack +1. So this was something I was looking at. I couldn't make it work, but this player certainly did.
Yeah. What do you think about those bushies?
Bushy Agumon, baby.
What's playing those? Like, why the rush?
Well, I think one of the strengths of Yellow Hybrid is that you go to a huge memory at the start of your turn. Cody gains you 1. TK and Kari is going to gain you 2 a lot of the times because you're not nearly as aggressive as a lot of other decks. TK and Kari, you can get yourself to 3 and get your opponent to 3 pretty easily.
Yeah.
So there's going to be times where you find yourself going to 3 off a setter and then going to 5 or 6 or something like that off of your other Tamers.
Well, and look at the search in this deck too, because one thing I noticed that you don't see very often is they're playing 4 of the OG TKs, which I think is wild.
I think
they want to use that second hand in their security and pull out pieces that, or at least leave stuff in there. They need to know what's in there.
Yeah, you can basically count on your hand the amount of cards in yellow that say draw 1, and so I think having the security as a second hand is a really strong strategy. You don't really play TK to get a setter. You play TK to get a Kazemon out of security.
Yeah.
And so you're basically a lot of the times going to be playing the TK and the next turn evoing a hybrid up and then playing another TK.
Right.
And so I think that's sort of the strategy there.
It's great. I love the Rise Gray X. Play more Tamers, do all the kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, big board control, and then try and kill him a little bit later.
OG Shine Gray, BT4, War Gray. Look at that. It's wild. The mixture of megas in this is just, it's a fun combo.
A very diverse list.
All right, and then I know you want to talk about this one.
Yeah, Bloom. Bloom's what I tried. My list is very similar to this. I found room for a Terriermon. They opted not to. The big controversy that I think comes with this list is Mimi over Yoshino.
Okay.
They opted away from the Lilamon and towards the Cherrymon. And so all of these Mimis are getting played for 4, which or hitting out of security, obviously, but you can't really plan on that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's an interesting gamble, I think, and one that clearly paid off. But I was under the impression that we weren't going to see Mimi come back until we get the BT14 Togemon.
Drops one for free.
Well, Togemon is on suspend. When you suspend this Digimon, you can play a Tamer reduced by 3.
Okay.
So you could basically play a Mimi for 1, and then we get another Mimi.
Yeah.
But this list said, let's just get the Mimi out there and use those 5 eggs to our advantage.
Yeah. And speaking of eggs.
Yeah, switching back to the Argomon.
Back to the
I like it.
Yeah.
I found Kokomon to be more important, but I think the reason we're seeing Argomon in this list is you don't want to draw too much against Mirage. And so I think switching to the Argomon, getting a little bit more memory rather than card draw, because in one of the matches I lost versus Mirage, the Kokomon was my downfall. Because I basically I had to Evo into something that was going to draw. I had to Digizorb to get up into my line, but the Coco draw procced Mirage to gain memory, and so my turn was doomed.
So we talked about it last week, and it seems like kind of, at least in North America, people did tech more against Mirage than everyone play Mirage.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this list, you go back to the hybrids with the Venusmon, you go back to the red hybrids, where you're just going faster than Mirage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it seems like people were like, I expect to see a ton of Mirage.
Well, and I wanted to point this out because it's not only funny, but it's also a little bit specific to me. I don't know if you know who got 9th at this tournament.
No.
Mario's Gaming World got
did he?
9th, and what deck was he playing? The Reaper.
Really?
Yeah, because all of the Mirage bounce effects, besides the burst mode, specify a level.
Yeah.
And if you have 2 gatekeepers, Belphemon can't out it because it's level based, and you have to go into burst mode twice to do any damage.
Oh.
So there was a lot of anti-Mirage strategies at the Cartomagical Ultimate Cup in North America. Whereas in the TAC Games Oceania Ultimate Cup, there just wasn't.
Seems like they're a tournament behind. Yeah. They just, I guess we'll talk about, we're going to go through these ones quick, guys.
Yeah.
It's a lot of blue.
What is different between these lists?
I like the Hammer Spark in the first list.
Hammer Spark in the first
As
list.
a one of, which is interesting.
The one of. No Sorais. You won't see Sorai basically in any of these lists because Sorai is specifically a anti-Shine Greymon card, although it is good against Belphemon.
Yep.
Because oftentimes you're playing the Rage mode off of the deleted Gizmon.
Yep. All right, second list.
Full
Metal Blaze.
I want to talk about Full Metal Blaze, which is specifically an anti-Bloomlord card.
Okay.
Because if you swing with Bloomlord and your opponent and you're Bloomlord and you have 8 or more cards in hand, it'll bottom deck the Bloom and then bounce 2 of your plants.
Ooh.
So I think that's a really smart meta call if you were expecting a lot of Bloom. Also
very interesting, they used the Lobomon.
I was about to say Lobo. Lobo is strictly a worse card than Lanamon, but shout outs to Lobomon.
That must be a style thing.
That
must be like a pet.
Yeah, that's a
Digimon
tamer part
yeah.
or the anniversary pack card or something.
And then the third place, much more consistent of a deck. This is like 4 4 4 4 4 4 Modokis. I know you love that.
Yeah, 4 Modoki I think is really smart. What can we say, man?
Dude, it's literally just like every card from BT11 and on.
Yeah,
all the way up.
It's Mirage.
And then the fourth list.
This is the only list running the Demi V.
That's right. So the extra 1K. This also runs 4 of that Arrow Veedramon. Jamming.
Yeah,
they're going aggro crazy with that Security Tech +1.
Yeah, this one is very similar to the one that did well in North America. I also want to point out the Vmon, the BT11 Vmon, that is gaining you a memory when you play a Tamer, which I think is really, and it searches a Tamer as well.
It'll search a Tamer, yeah. Well, it'll also search.
And
it'll
grab
5.
your level 5 too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's Mirage. It's a really good deck in Ultimate Cup. And something that was kind of the talk of the town, at least on the Wayward City Games Discord, was emergency Mirage ban list for specifically Ultimate Cup.
That was before the North America results got published.
That was before the North America results. And I think what is going to end up happening is in the next Ultimate Cups, a bunch of people who aren't comfortable on the deck are going to pick it up and not do very well. And I think we're going to see a lot more lists preparing for Mirage. So I think we could see more people trying out yellow hybrids, more people playing D Reaper or something crazy like that. But yeah, I think I don't predict Bandai will put like Thomas to 1 or BT11 Mirage to 1
just off of one turn. I mean, there's been a couple good where it's like 2 of the 3 or 3 of the 4. Was there any spice in that yellow or in that D Reaper list? Any like white cards you wouldn't think of?
D Reaper.
Just old school BT whatever or
EX2 D Reaper.
D Reaper, yeah. Wow. Well, good for him. Well, we also had some more fun stuff happening this week, and I mean, I don't even know where to start. Do we start with the machine stuff?
Well, let's get the bad news out of the way.
What's the bad news?
Gotta talk about the Judge Pack.
Oh, the Judge Pack's terrible. Okay,
we'll
talk about the Judge Pack.
The first thing is these Agumon Expert and fake Agumon Expert cards are all terrible.
They've been terrible since they came out.
They've been terrible forever.
Yeah.
And like even the EX4 one is the new one.
Yeah.
A new one. It's going to be good, right? No, it's terrible.
Yeah. What about your Terriermon boys?
The Terriermon Assistant, the old one, is also terrible.
Yeah.
And the new one is really good for one specific deck that was played in EX04 for 2 weeks, and now no one plays it ever again. But not only that, they printed the regular art and the alt art in the Judge Pack. They've printed Bokomon 17 times, so there's another Bokomon.
Yeah.
And this is not prettier than the anniversary set one.
No.
It's not even prettier than like a pre-release stamp one.
Yeah.
And then they printed Wizardmon and Balmon, which are both amazing cards in one deck. What the hell?
And black gets no representation at all. Neither does blue.
No black, no blue, and green for one archetype that will get support in EX17.
I mean, I see the style they're going with, I guess, with some of like the educators. Anything with a book gets a Judge Pack card, you know? But
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, they're all like scholars.
Yeah, they're scholarly.
Yeah.
It's a very scholarly Judge Pack.
Yeah, but I'm like,
moving on.
So those will be 18 cents.
Yeah, right.
Especially if they distribute them the same way they did the 4s, where they put them inside the tournament kits.
Yeah.
These will all be cheap, so you guys can pick up your Wizardmons.
Do not buy Wizardmons for $10 the day they come out.
No,
just wait a week.
Just give it a sec. Let's talk about these promos.
Yeah,
okay, we have this wide variety of promos. We're not going to go super deep into these, except for 2, because 2 of them really sparked my brain.
Yeah.
But we can just briefly overview the other ones.
Sure.
The Vmon and the Wormmon are kind of meant for Imperial Dramon, I think, because they're free in traits, kind of benefiting cards. They also both digivolve for 0 off blue or green rookies.
Yeah.
So
These can go in like the bug style or the Imperial Dramon style.
Even maybe Examon, depending what you're throwing in there. Maybe.
Could be.
And then we also have a new, what is that? Is that Hawkmon?
Hawkmon.
Yeah. So a little bit of fun stuff there. That is also a dual color, go on red or yellow. So
Yeah.
it'll be kind of fun to mix that up. And then we have the only level 4, the Gatomon.
Yeah, the Gatomon being able to go on a red level 3 is interesting because we've only really seen Gatomon kind of tied to purple and like the Mastemon strategy.
Yeah.
But I do want to shout out Red Mastemon was an old strategy that a good friend of mine was playing with the Guilmon draw engine, but then also had the purple Guilmon so that Gatomon could go on top of it.
Oh, interesting.
So we might have to bring that back.
Huh. And then there's an Armadillomon and another Patamon.
Yeah.
But I think the real MVPs of this promo set, and let's just be clear, we have no idea. These are like promo
This is promo 120
million.
117 through 122, 3.
Maybe 2025.
Yeah, we're going to get this in a while.
Yeah, because promos are always behind Japan.
But
let's talk about these white Digimon and Tamers. So let's talk about the Digimon first.
Okay.
I'm going to butcher the name, and I have no idea what they're from. So all of you Digimon lore experts, jump in, tell us what they're from. Ukomon, I want to say. So
that seems fine to me.
It's an ancient fairy. That doesn't count for your fairy stuff, does it? Or will it? I don't know.
No opinion.
So 3 cost, Digivolves on any color, which is really cool. Your turn, once per turn. When your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, you can hatch an egg and gain a memory.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Calamon on crack. Like it's literally just like it's a deck accelerating card, right?
Yeah.
Or a play style accelerating card, right? So just wild. You're able to just promote, hatch a new egg, and gain a memory.
Yeah.
Like right at the start of your turn.
Well, I think we should talk about it in tandem with the White Tamer.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of bring them both up at the same time. So the Tamer, Louis Owada, maybe, says on play, move a level 3 from the breeding area. And when your Digimon moves from the breeding area, suspend this Tamer to gain 1.
That's wild.
So if you have, say your turn 1 is Rookie, and then the new White Rookie, and then you promote, insta-hatch, and you gain a memory, and then so let's say they choked you to 1, then you can play the Tamer to promote, and then you gained 1 from the Rookie, and then you gained 1 more for the Tamer. So from 1 memory, you now have a board that is the Rookie Evo turn 1.
Yep.
The White Rookie, the one you promoted, and it's still your turn.
Yep.
So that's turn 2. So this could lend itself to a really interesting Rookie Rush strategy.
Just playstyle, yeah.
This could be good in D Brigade. This could be good in Red Hybrids.
Pair it with the Mimi that also interacts with
this could go in my first immediate thought, and this is just...
I know where you're going with this.
This is just terrible. This was good for Jagamon.
Yeah. Well, that and...
Potato Beatdown.
Well, I mean, because you can only play 5 eggs, right? So you can only accelerate so much, but there is also a Tamer that lets you recycle eggs.
We might have a use for BT4 Yoshino finally.
That egg recycler.
Yeah. This is a really interesting set of cards.
So do you think this will actually be like used, or do you think it's gonna be like Calamon, where people used it for a second and then realized how fast 1Ks just die on the board?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of decks that ended up coming to fruition where they didn't really mind if their stuff died. This is sort of like your on deletion save stuff. This is D Brigade. This is Red Hybrids. And so it kind of really depends on what those decks are going to look like when we get these promo cards, because obviously I don't think we're ever going to live in a world where Jagamon is a tier 1 deck.
Yeah.
But I could see a situation where if like the top deck in the format that we get this is some kind of like yellow control deck, and it's like, well, okay, my Rookie hit a security option. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I played 4 Rookies this turn. You know what I'm saying? So I think this could be an interesting meta check couple of cards.
Yeah. My biggest thing is thinking about how this might pair well with all those memory abuse cards where you just have one big turn where you're just gaining memory, promoting out. I mean, technically, you could swing 5 times with 5 eggs if you can get enough memory to keep recycling.
Yeah, and because the Rookie's a rainbow, we might see a deck that has a yellow-red Tamer with a purple egg, and all of a sudden you have Jack Raid, Blinding Ray, Gravity Crush, and it's like I played my whole turn was to set up to play 12 rookies in one turn and swing with all of them.
It could be
because
fun.
if you get promoted from the raising area, you don't have summoning sickness.
Yep, you can swing.
So
Could be good with armor too.
armor purge, yeah. Because it's I think the coolest thing is that it's rainbow
Yeah,
and white, and so you really have your pick of anything basically.
Takumi Aimas are coming back.
Takumi, yeah.
So yeah, those were the ones that really stood out to me. I know, like if you're a fanboy of the other colors, the other archetypes, I'm sure those cards are, borderline appealing to you depending on what your archetype is. I didn't see anything necessarily crazy about all the other ones. They're all like, draw a card, gain a memory, do some fun stuff. But that white one was really interesting to me. We also have to talk about, since we are going to Pasadena, have you booked your tickets yet?
I'm registered for the tournament.
Well, I'm talking about flying down there.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that.
Okay. But they
figure
released a little bit of news that got me excited because they must have known that we're going.
Yeah, true.
They're like,
Bandai's been watching. We know this.
So instead of getting the metal Greymon that
BT3 or whatever,
gain 3, lose 3 memory, no, they're giving us a banger of a regionals participation set.
This is intense because these cards are all not only playable, they're all amazing. Raid War Gray, Shine Gray, the new fighter mode, Raid Gallantmon,
Emperor
the
Gray.
new Emperor, and Cross 7, which, I'm a hater of that card, but it's not, Beetle Gammamon, you know what I'm saying? And it's interesting because this is not a question that a lot of people have, but it's something that I kind of think of is like, what is the max rarity of these cards now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all of these cards have an alt art.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if Sirius.
It does.
It does.
It has 2 actually.
There you go. But it's like
I believe there's a secret. There's a ghost rarity.
Yeah,
an RB1 for it.
If you have a Cross 7 regional participation, it's like, oh, you don't have the alt art. It's like, well, kinda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is amazing. This is especially if the participation cards for these regional sets are never that expensive.
Yeah.
But to get a play set of the BT12 Shine, you're out $50.
Yeah.
And so this might be even a good way to make those top tier decks a little more accessible.
Go budget. Yeah. One thing I did want to note out is that if you zoom in on the Emperor Greymon, it has our first abbreviation of security attack.
Security A.
Security A.
What?
I don't know why they decided to, out of everything to abbreviate, that's what they did, but because they still tell you what everything does.
Yeah, it says it on the Shine Gray as well.
Oh yeah, there you go. See,
all your Marcuses have Security A1.
Security A1. So I guess that means Venusmon just doesn't work anymore, right? Oh, what else do we have? Come on, we got to talk Machine.
Got to talk Machine. It's Machine Christmas in BT15,
and it's what Sons of Chaos is the
Sons of Chaos. This is another good lore question for when Jeff gets back. I know that Machine Dramon is obviously a Dark Master.
Yeah.
But is he a Son of Chaos as well?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I know Marvin Jackson is though. Let's talk about Marvin Jackson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Black gets the coolest looking Tamers, man. Like it's so cool. I mean, aside next to Arata Sonata, I think that these are some of the coolest. Like, I hope he has an alt art. He's just a rare, so I don't know if he's going to.
He'll be a box top, probably, right?
I hope so.
They'll do box topper Tamers or something.
But he's like the only just cool. He's not like some little kid, He's just like he's
got a leather jacket on.
Got a leather jacket on.
Reds.
Yeah. But let's talk about what the card does.
Yeah,
the card's strong. So it's a Mind Link card, which is really cool. So more support. I guess a new form of support for Machine.
Yeah.
So our first Mind Link card. Start a main by trashing 1 card with Machine, trait, whatever from your hand, gain 1 memory. So very similar to Analog Man.
Yep.
Which was really strong, helps you filter your deck. And then main Mind Link, which means it becomes a Digivolution card.
It's like a reverse hybrid, basically.
Yeah, it goes underneath. To one of your Machine, Cyborg, or SOC. So this will work in Machine. It'll work in Raidenmon. It'll work in Justimon. A lot of cool things. And it gives you the inheritable
jamming
blocker, which is so strong. Because it takes away a lot of the a lot of the guesswork out of what pieces you want to put in your machine deck. Because, I mean, if your Tamer's already going to give it, then that leaves you more room for DP boosts, metal Tyrannomons, security attack, all that good stuff. So
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things I want to note about this card. The first is that it's end of turn. You may play it from sources, so you don't have to. So if you want to keep blocker for that turn, you can. And if you predict a chaos degradation coming for your Machine Dramon, just get him out of there.
Yep.
But I think the other interesting thing about this card, and I don't know how Mind Link is going to work with the ruling on this card, but black is the first color to get 2 Mind Link cards.
Oh, what's the other one?
Because the other one is the D Police.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but it's the D Police girl. So, and D Brigade cards, a lot of them are machines, I'm pretty sure. So
or cyborgs, I think.
So if you Mind Link your D Police and your Marvin Jackson into a D Brigade card, you just make it like this super strong thing. Could be interesting.
It's going to be interesting to try and find room, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard because not Ultimate Cups, but normally you play 4 Analog Man, typically. And typically you do that just because of the memory game filter, but also this is only a 3 cost.
Yes.
Analog Man is a 4. So you're going to weigh adding really cool inheritables against the redirect that you get from Analog Man. So it'll be interesting to see what the mixture looks like. But they also gave us an amazing new Mega Dramon. It pairs really well with this card on play and when digivolving, and it costs 7.
It's 7.
That's not that much for level 5.
Pretty standard Machine Dramon stuff,
Yeah.
I feel.
Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Place 1 machine, cyborg, or SOC trade among them as its bottom Digivolution card, and add 1 such card to the hand. Trash the rest.
Yeah, so you can tuck a Marvin, you can tuck level 5.
Yep.
Or you can draw 1.
The best part is you can essentially play the Marvin for free because you can tuck the Marvin
and then
end of turn pull it out, And then when attacking, if this Digimon has a Tamer card with SOC and its traits such as Revolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, play cost of 3 or less. Typically, that's Tamer hate in my...
Yeah, so it's the same as the Mega Dramon, the BT8 one, but that was a 4 to Evo.
Yeah.
But it was on Digivolve, so this is a little bit more risky in that. But then also it has inherited skill that Machine Dramon's been looking for forever. It's when attacking Digivolve 1.
And you could do that with the Cyber Dramon, but you had to have 2
You had to have
Tamer?
2 black Tamers.
Yeah.
So
very situational.
This one's a lot less situational. I think this card is very good. And a lot of Tamer hate. We don't have it in front of us here, but there is a 5 cost option that is delete a Tamer or a Digimon with the lowest play cost.
Gotcha.
So there's even tons of Tamer hate going into Machine Dramon specifically, or this new Sons of Chaos tribal thing. Which, who knows?
Who knows? Not me.
Not me.
We're still waiting for Apoclymon.
We're still waiting for Apoclymon.
So it's Tuesday now. This will come out on Friday. So we said it last week too. Like maybe it'll be out by the time this comes out. Don't kill us if it is already. But we're still waiting on that secret.
Yeah, true.
To see what that is. We haven't seen any secrets from this set, have we? I don't think so. We're still waiting on those.
It has been speculated.
Yes. Well, obviously we need a white level 7 because all the level 6s only Digivolve or Digivolve white. So pretty wild. Are you ready for some cards of the week?
I am.
Did you?
I've got one. But I went
hour-long drive here. Did you had plenty of time?
Shout outs to the 205. You go ahead because I started last week.
Okay, I'm gonna start. Let's go back. All right. Like I said, I've been messing a lot with Lord Knight. Very intrigued by that deck. Should have it semi ready to go for the channel soon. But one card I'm having a ton of fun with is, what is it, BT3? Angelomon? I want to say BT3. It's the early one.
Yeah.
But when Digivolving, Scary Attack -2 on a Digimon, but the Inheritable is really, really strong. So if you have 3 or less security, play a level 3 yellow for free. So having a lot of fun with that. It pairs really well with being able to unsuspend and swing again. and also
because it's not once per turn.
Not once per turn. So it pairs very well with that. It pairs very well with level 6s that unsuspend, swing twice, if not more times.
Yeah. And which rookie do you like to play for free?
Typically Bushy Agumon. I know everyone thinks, the Lucamon play, which is a solid play in a certain style of deck, but it's very versatile. There's a lot of level 3s, and yellow level 3s are actually pretty versatile.
Level 3 is where the color shines.
Because you can play the Pulsemon, either draw a card or gain a memory, which is really good, or do both, essentially, if you have 3 security, which you can manipulate really well with Blinding Rays and some of the other stuff. But yeah, no, that Angelomon I think is borderline future-proofed. Like, it's one of the few level 5s that's that old and yellow that's actually still viable, still holds up. That security attack -2 is really strong. Especially when you're playing out level 4s for free and you're able to digivolve and keep it your turn, or sustain another turn by reducing their security damage. So
yeah,
what do you got?
Okay, I've got a bone to pick with purple players.
Okay,
because purple is an interesting spot where basically every format there's a new level 6 and a bunch of support, and people just move on to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think purple players specifically have the opportunity to break Digimon wide open. They have the best memory boost that they have full access to. They have Mist, they have Glaive, they have Purple Boost.
Yep.
They have Jack Raid.
Yep.
And people have been putting stuff together around these cards. So it started off with the Guilmon Mill thing. I tried out the Mervamon Cross thing. And it's just not quite there. And my card of the week is, I think, the key that is going to bust it wide open. And it's BT11 Blue Meramon. The level 5.
Okay.
It's Retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Digivolve, draw 2, trash 2. And it's inherited the Ignitemon skill. When a Digimon's played by an effect, gain 1. And I think that eventually someone is going to figure out a combination of Nidhogg, of Anubismon, of Metal Garurumon Burst, or Ace, and of Mervamon, and someone's going to finally put all of these purple pieces together, and it's going to make the best deck anyone has ever seen.
It's going to be you.
And it's going to be me. And it's going to involve Blue Meramon.
Okay.
Because I think it's everything that the deck could ever want. It's a level 5 that draws 2, trash 2, the Retaliation, you're always playing something by an effect.
Yeah.
Somehow someone is going to put it together around that card, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
It makes sense. You can play like Underworld Calls for 4.
Underworld's Call.
Yeah.
Well, for 3, because you gain
3.
one off the Blue Meramon inherited.
And the Ignite.
Yeah. Or
yeah,
you can play that, and then this is something that I've been trying to figure out. This is where the idea came into my mind, is Blast, Digivolve the Melga Ace on top of the Blue Meramon, and then pitch Nidhoggs. You're gaining the 3 from the Melga Ace and then more from the Nidhoggs. So, like, they're at 1, and they're like, all right, time to do my combo. Swing, counter, gain 5, and then boost, go to 17, and then do something crazy from there. But that's
cooking.
it. Blue Meramon, keep your eyes wide open.
Cooking. All right.
It's the future.
Well, speaking of the future, we got locals tomorrow. I'm excited. We got to get some testing in. We got some decks to film too. So I think that's going to wrap it up for T3 this week.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's going to be the rest of this format is kind of wide open now. We got a lot of the meta stuff, kind of in the rear view. And now
Now what can we do?
Let's mess around.
We'll
get crazy now. So stay tuned to the channel. We're finishing up our Royal Knights series.
Yes.
I think we have almost a sign up for almost everyone. So
we're almost there.
Yeah. Stay tuned for some new and old faces on the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.